In 1901, 3 years after Edison introduced the electric chair at Sing Sing, the town changed its name to Ossining to people who wouldn't confuse it with a jail. So, alcohol and substance abuse treatment programs, management programs, educational vocational programs, family development programs, guidance and counseling services, library and library services, recreational programs, religious services, sex offender treatment programs, temporary release programs, trauma programs, transitional services programs, veteran services, volunteer services, and programs. Sing Sing was the fifth prison constructed by New York State authorities. In 1824, New York legislative gave Elam Linds, warden of Auburn Prison and a former United States Army captain, Bronny and Silver Farm, an area in the town of Mount Pleasant on the banks of the Hudson River. 1900s, Thomas Moth Osborne, tenure as warden of Sing Sing, was brief but dramatic. Another notable warden was Lewis Lawes. He was offered the position of warden in 1919, accepted in January 1930, and remained for 21 years as Sing Sing's warden. Sing Sing was the fifth prison constructed by New York State authorities, and Thomas Moth Osborne's tenure as warden of Sing Sing was brief but dramatic. Osborne arrived in 1914 with a reputation as a radical prison reformer. His report of a week-long incognito stay inside New York's Auburn prison indicated traditional prison administration of merciless detail. Prisoners who had bribed officers and intimidated other inmates lost their privileges under Osborne's regime. One of them conspired with powerful political allies to destroy Osborne's reputation, even succeeding in getting him indicted for a variety of crimes and maladministration. After Osborne triumphed in court, his return to Sing Sing was the cause for wild celebration by the inmates. Another notable warden was Lewis Lawes. He was offered the position of warden in 1919, accepted in January 1920, and remained for 21 years at Sing Sing's warden, while Warden Lawes brought about reforms and turned what was described as an old hellhole into a modern prison with sport teams, educational programs, new methods of discipline, and more. Several new buildings were constructed during the years Lawes was warden. Lawes retired in 1941 and died 6 years later. In 1943, the old cell block was closed and the mental bars and doors were donated to the war effort. In 1989, the institution was accredited for the first time by the American Correctional Association, which established a set of national standards by which it judged every correctional facility. Today, Sing Sing houses more than 2,000 inmates, employs about 1,000 people, and hosts 5,000 visitors per month. The original cell block is no longer used. In 2002, plans were announced to turn into a museum. In April 2011, there were talks of closing the prison to take advantage of its valuable real estate. In total, 614 men and women